So in previous class, we have done the GST concept. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we will understand the GST payable or receivable. Okay. So when we do all the journal entries, like we have done in our previous class, this journal entry. Okay. So after these journal entry, we have to calculate how much amount is payable as GST. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So in this question, there is no purchase action. Okay. There is no purchase here, so we cannot use this. What we do that when we pass journal entry for purchase, the entry is purchase account debit. Okay, let me actually you have written all the journal entry. No, I think not.
The home.
No, you have not written.
Okay.
Okay, so journal entry for GST. Okay, so the first entry is for purchase for purchase of goods. Now we have to pay GST, so input GST account. Do you remember when CGST, SGST is applicable and when the IGST is applicable?
IGST is applicable when we are selling to the other country.
Other state.
Yes, other state, and IGST same state. Okay.
IGST is applicable when we are selling to the other state, and
Yes.
CGST and SGST combined will be applicable if we are making transaction within a state.
Yes, sir.
So for purchase of goods, it is input GST I have written, but as per situation, you can write input CGST account debit, input SGST account debit, or input IGST account.
Can you repeat, sir?
Okay.
I did not understand.
Let me write this. Cash or creditors. Okay. And in place of these two, input CGST, input SGST, we can write input IGST. If transaction is interstate, means one state to another state.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So in that case, we will remove these two and we'll write input IGST. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The next is for sale of goods. For sale of goods. Cash, debtors account debit, to sales account to output CGST account to output SGST. Just wait 1 minute. Please, sir. For purchase return. Okay, so when we purchase, sometime we return the goods to the creditors. Okay, so for purchase return.
Did you say something?
Yes, I'm saying that when we purchase some goods, sometime we return some of that. Okay,
Okay, sir.
so it is called purchase return. And for purchase return, the journal entry will be creditors account debit to purchase return account to input CGST account to input SGST account. Fourth, for sales return. For sales return, when we sell goods and some of the goods are returned by the debtors in that case. Okay, so the entry will be sales return account debit output CGST account debit output SGST account debit to debtors account. So this is our purchase, sale, purchase return, and sales return. Now the expenses. Actually, GST is applicable on income and expenses for any kind of service. Okay, So for expenses, the entry we have done was expenses account debit to cash. But when GST is applicable, it will be input CGST account debit. Actually, you can write input before CGST or after CGST. Both are same. Okay.
Okay.
Input SGST account debit to cash. Same with the income. When we receive income, actually for payment of expenses, for receipt of income, it will be cash account debit to and to output CGST account. Okay.
Okay.
So this is our income, receipt of income. Now, after all of these, sometimes some of the goods are used for personal use and some of the goods are destroyed due to any accident, fire, or theft. Okay, so we have to pass journal entry for that also. So entry number 7 for goods destroyed. Now, what is the reason of destroying the goods? We don't know. So we will write loss by fire. Account debit to purchase account. Loss by fire to purchase to input CGST and to input SGST. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Because input will be cancelled. Okay, when we take input for purchasing goods, okay, so we have given credit for this payment of tax by government. Okay, when in future we have to pay tax to the government, we will deduct this input from the output tax. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so we will cancel this input if the goods are destroyed by fire. Same in case of goods taken for personal use. For personal use of goods. Now entry will be drawing account debit to drawing account debit to purchase account to input CGST account to input SGST account. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So this is our personal use of goods. So these are the entries for input and output CGST. Now we have to pay tax to the government. Okay. Now you can see when we take input, it is on the debit side. Input is generally on the debit side. And when we decrease input, it is on the credit side. Like here, when purchase return, CGST input is decreased, so on the credit side. In case of loss by fire, input is written on the credit side. Yes.
Yes, sir.
So when we take input, when our input increase, it is on the debit side, and our input decrease, it is on the credit side. Okay. Same with the output. When we sell goods, we have to pay tax to the government. It is called output GST. Okay. So we deduct our input from output. Okay. And the entry will be for amount payable or receivable for GST. Okay. Amount payable or receivable for GST. Now, so output GST will be debited here. Output CGST account debit. Actually, you have to pass journal entry for CGST and SGST separately at the time of payment. Okay, you can combine CGST and SGST in any of the purchase or sale, but when we are going to pay to the government, then we have to pass journal entry separate. So output as CGST account debit to input CGST account. Now, if input is less than output, then we have to pay the amount. So we have to write CGST payable. And if input is more than output, then it will be GST receivable account. Okay. Is this clear?
Sir, can you repeat again?
Yes. If output means amount we have to pay to the government is more than input CGST, then we have to pay the amount to the government. Because let's say if the total amount payable to government is 10,000 and input is 8,000, then 2,000 will be on the credit side, GST payable.
Yes, sir.
And if the input is 18,000, let's say, then our GST output is less than input. So
Yes, sir.
8,000 on the debit side, GST receivable. This amount will be refunded by the government.
Okay.
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 Actually, CGST receivable and CGST payable both are balanced, and any one can be written in entry at one time. Okay. Either you can write CGST payable or CGST receivable, because both situation cannot happen.
Okay.
Do you have any doubt? It's confusing.
No, sir. CGST receivable is in the debits.
Yes, CGST receivable is in the debit side because we have to receive the amount from the government.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
It is assets for the firm. It is assets for us. That's why it is debited.
Oh, okay, sir.
Okay. So CGST receivable is on the debit side because it is balancing figure.
Okay.
Again, after decision of this, we have to pay the amount to the government. So CGST payable account debit to bank account. Okay. So we will pay the amount to the government. But when it is receivable, the entry will be bank account debit to CGST receivable. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Because we will receive money from the government. That's why bank account is on the debit side. So this is our all the journal entry. If it is SGST, then we will write output SGST account debit to input SGST account and SGST payable or SGST receivable account. Okay, so it is written in the same manner. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Please write all the entries. You have to remember all these entries to understand the question, to solve the question.
Okay, sir. I wrote.
You already wrote this?
Yes, sir. While you were teaching, I.
Okay, good. So let's take a question for Steve. Okay, I'm giving you a question. Can you solve the question?
I'll try, sir.
Okay, so the transaction is the person name is Rajiv. Okay,
Okay.
Rajiv from Delhi. You know Delhi?
Yes, sir.
So Rajiv from Delhi. We have to journalize in the books of Rajiv from Delhi. The first transaction is purchased goods from Mohan, Delhi, 20,000. And actually GST applicable 12%. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, the next is sold goods to Delhi, 30,000. And third, sold goods to Vijay, Jaipur, 20,000. Okay. Please do the journal entry for these three transactions. After that, I will add some of the line in this question and then I will explain the next part. So you have to do this first. You will be able to solve this?
Think so.
Okay, please try.
Okay, sir. Sir, I have a doubt.
Okay.
Is this 12% GST up? Should I add that in every single question?
Yes.
Oh.
When GST applicable is 12%, means you have to add in all the sale, purchase, or any service given or taken, you have to add GST all the items.
Okay, sir.
Done.
1 minute, sir. 1 minute. Well, I finished.
Okay. So what is the first journal entry?
Total.
No, first journal entry.
Okay. 1. Purchase account debtor to Mohan account to input CGST. Is it wrong, sir? Hello.
No, tell me.
To input SGST account and to input CGST account on the credit side 2,400. Hello.
Okay. Actually, the entry will be purchase account debit.
Yes, sir.
Let me write this. It will be purchase account debit. Input SGST account debit. Input CGST account debit to Mohan account. So 20,000 is purchase value.
Yes.
After this, we will add, actually, when it is 12% and it is within the same state, okay, then CGST and SGST both are applicable, okay?
Okay.
And both rate of SGST and CGST will be half of total rate. Means the rate will be divided equally between these two. So it will be 6% for SGST and 6% for CGST. So 20,000 into 6%, 1,200, it will be 22,004. Is this clear?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay. Again, sales entry, sold goods to Sohan. He is also from Delhi. So Sohan account debit. Actually, GST is written on the same side of purchase or sale.
Yes, sir.
Sohan account debit to sales to output CGST and to input, sorry, to output SGST. So it will be 30,000. Sale value is 30,000. 6% CGST, that is 1,800. 6% SGST, 1,800. So it is 33,600. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Now the next entry is sold goods to Vijay, Jaipur, the another state. Now it is Rajasthan. The state name is for Rajasthan. So the state is changed. It is interstate transaction. So
Yes.
Vijay account debit to sales account to IGST output account. Okay.
Okay.
So total sale value is 20,000. 12% IGST, it will be 2,400, and it will be 22,000. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now, after all this, we have to calculate the amount payable. We have to calculate
The
amount payable. So first of all, we will take input SGST. Okay. So input SGST is on the credit side. So sorry, on the debit side. So it will be written on the credit side. Output SGST account debit to input SGST account. Okay. Output SGST is 1,800 and input SGST is 12,100. So 1,800 we have to pay to the government, and 1,200 is already paid. So only 600 will be paid to government. So to SGST payable account. Output SGST, actually it is in the beginning it is on the credit side, so we are writing off. That's why it is written on the debit side. And input SGST is on the debit side. That's why it is written on the credit side. Okay. So for calculation of amount payable, we write the output and input GST on the opposite side. Okay.
Okay.
So output SGST account debit 1,800. This amount is payable to the government. And input SGST, this is already paid to the government by us. Okay. So 1,800 is payable and 1,200 is already paid. So only 600 we will pay right now.
Okay,
so,
sir.
As SGST payable. Again for CGST, it will be output CGST account debit to input CGST account and to CGST payable. So output CGST is 1,800, input CGST is 1,200, the balance is 600. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now the next one. IGST. There is IGST here. You can see IGST.
Yes, sir.
So there is no IGST input we have. So IGST output account debit to IGST payable account. $2,400, $2,400. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we will combine all these three. SGST payable is 600, CGST payable is 600, and IGST payable is 2,400. So either you can pass entry for every GST separately, or you can write like this: IGST payable account debit 2,400 CGST payable account debit and SGST payable account debit 600 to cash or bank account. It will be 3,600. We will pay this amount to the government. Now tell me, do you have any doubt in this GST?
No, sir.
So everything is clear?
For right now, everything is clear, sir.
Okay, right now everything is clear. Maybe there will be some doubt in future.
Yes, sir.
Okay, no problem. Whenever there is doubt, you can ask questions.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so that's all for today. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.